So in this video, we're going to look at the sequencer module on the Empress effects Zoia. We'll be using the Novation circuit to make synth sounds in this video. The Zoia does have a synth engine built in, but we'll be covering that in later videos. If for any reason you don't understand this video and it looks complex, by all means, watch the previous videos linked in the description below. This signal is running through an auxiliary send, so we will be hearing a dry signal on top of the Zoia. So first off, we have our line in and it's stereo, line out, stereo. We're just going to start off by making two SV filters. So we just press anywhere on the grid. I'm just going to go right here. And then we're going to go audio modules, SV filter. We're going to make sure that this is low pass on. And that's all we really need for this. Let's change the color to red, for example, and done. Since this only has one input output, it is stereo what we're doing. So we're going to make another one. So we just select anywhere on this effect and we choose shift and then copy, and then we have to choose a location. I'm just going to put it right down below. Let's just make that red as well. So first off, we just want the left to be plugged into the line in there and the right to be plugged into the line in there. Now what I'm going to do is wire this output to the left output and then this output to the right output. I'm going to turn up the cutoff on the circuit, and right here where we see the filter. So if I bring this up, we're going to hear it getting louder. We'll turn up the Q so it's really obvious what we're hearing. We'll do the same on this one. Okay. Now what I want to do is add a sequencer. So let's press down here and we'll go to Control Modules and Sequencer. And we're going to change a number of steps. We'll make it 4 steps just to keep things simple. You can actually go up to 32 steps if you want to. And then we're going to go to Done. So now we have 4 steps and it's showing the note here. We're not dealing with notes, so I'm going to just switch it to the numbers right here just by pressing that when we're looking at the 4 steps. Over here we have gate in. Now whatever triggers the gate in makes the steps progress. Over here we have CV. Now that's CV out. So what I'm planning on doing is having this play through the sequence. We're going to make an LFO to trigger it. And then this is going to be controlling both filters here. So now we're just going to create a control module, LFO. We're going to make that square so we can see that pulsating. So what we're going to do is we want this part, it's sending that CV. We're going to connect that to the gate in. And now we can see those are going through the steps. So now what we want to do is have this, the CV out, go and control the frequency. So I'm going to hold that down and press that. Hold that down, press that. We don't notice anything different. That's because all of these values are set to 0. So let's change it and we can start hearing that each step that we're changing is going to sound different. And then we can turn the LFO up. So if we go into here, we can change where that point of reference is. So we can change the values that way as well after the fact. Okay, let's say we like this and the settings that we have, but we want it to be more smooth, like instead of being steps. So all we have to do is go to this, which is CV out, and we're going to disconnect it from affecting the filter. So you have to do is hold this down, press what it's connected to, shift, garbage, and that goes away. So that connection's gone because what we want to do is add a slew, it's called. So what we're going to do is just press anywhere, control. We're going to scroll down the slew limiter. So we're going to take these values and we're going to bring it to the in on the slew. And then here, it's the rate that we want those values to change. So instead of it being a rigid shape, we can smooth it now. This is outputting to here, that's slewing, and then that's gonna go to the filters now. Now we can hear that it's actually sliding between all those values that we programmed. So I'm making it a little less. If we bring it down, we can hear it fade. It's kind of like a portamento on a synth. If we want this to be an irregular B, just add another LFO. Just gonna add another, just the square LFO, then that value is gonna affect the rate of this LFO. And now we can see, now it's switching between all these at different rates. So just depending on how I have that set and how that connection affects it, we'll bring it down a little. This can affect anything, a pitch, delay time, pretty much anything that we have in here we can affect. Let's just get rid of this LFO for now. So selecting it and then garbage can. And so it's still just playing through. But let's say we want to have this be able to ratchet the time. So I'll just show you what I mean. So we're going to go to here, which is the LFO wave. We're going to select this because it's connected to it. And then we're going to delete that connection. Now we're going to add a new block here, going to control and then clock divider. Now what we're going to do is have this go to the in of the clock divider. And here you'll see clock ratio. We can change that to whatever we want. So now we're going to wire this into the gate in. So pretty much it's going at this speed. And then we can actually go in here and make it slower by a half, a third, a fourth, etc. Or you can make it go faster, like a multiplier. There currently is not a MIDI clock input quite yet, but I heard that it's being worked on for the next firmware update. So soon we'll be able to use the MIDI in and be able to send a MIDI clock through to the sequencer, as far as I know. We'll add that LFO back.